probably clicked onto this video because you are a tall girl. And if you are, there's a very high chance that you've spent years feeling like you're too much. Too tall, too visible, too different. And for a long time, I also thought something was wrong with me. Not because of who I was, it was because of how tall I was. Growing up as a tall girl means you notice things early. Comments, looks, or jokes. Not always mean like that, but always enough to make you aware you are different. You are taller. And what happens if you hear something about yourself often enough? It stops being an opinion and it starts to become your reality and a belief of how you truly think of yourself. A belief like, oh, I need to be smaller to be accepted. Men won't like me. Men won't date tall girls. I shouldn't stand out that much. I'm too tall. And at some point in my life, I also became very insecure because of my height. That I actually started to look into surgery to become smaller. And it was never because I hated my body. It was because I just couldn't fit in. I was always the tallest girl around my girlfriends. I was taller than most men. And when people first met me, they always talked about how tall I am. How tall are you exactly? Did you play basketball or are you a model? Because how tall are you? You're so tall. And I just couldn't hear it anymore, so I wanted to change my height. But did you know how risky it even was to take a procedure like this? When I read through all of these web pages, I just realized something, that it's actually quite sad that I was willing to risk my body just to feel acceptable. So a major thing I realized was that the problem was never ever my height. The problem was the belief that I had to change myself to deserve love, to get socially accepted, to fit into the standard. And I know many of you know that feeling, especially if you're also a tall girl. It's always like the quiet thought in the back of your mind. If you were just a little bit smaller, a little bit different, life would be so much easier. You would get so much more men, so much more attention, so much more love. But here is what no one tells you, tall girls. Listen up, because not everybody is meant to fit in. Not everybody. Some people are meant to be seen. And being tall is not a flaw. In fact, it's a presence. It's a gift from God. When I personally think about a tall woman, I always think about swans. Because have you ever seen a swan trying to hide away from the other birds? A swan doesn't shrink itself just because it's surrounded by smaller birds. It doesn't apologize for taking space. It simply exists. And let me tell you something, everybody notices. People stop when they take a walk. They look, they take pictures, they admire the swan. And it's not because the swan is loud or does something crazy, but because it carries itself with quiet confidence. They just have like this aura, this presence. And same is if you're a tall woman. You're not meant to be to disappear or to hide yourself. You are meant to arrive, meant to shine. And that's the key thing. The confidence changes the perception. So for years I thought my height made me awkward. Too big, too noticeable. I was literally fighting my height. I felt so uncomfortable, but then the moment came where I stopped fighting. I simply accepted it and everything changed. People didn't react to my height anymore. They reacted of how I carried it. Confidence doesn't make you taller. It makes you so powerful and it gives you like so much aura. Because first of all, I always avoided high heels. Even on my graduating day, I wanted to wear sneakers. I wanted to wear simple Nike Air Force because I felt so uncomfortable and being taller than most of the guys in my class even. So yeah, I used to avoid high heels. Not because I didn't like them, I think they're beautiful, but because I was afraid of standing out even more. But one day I realized, why should I make myself smaller just to make others feel comfortable? Just to make men feel comfortable or my girlfriends. So if you love high heels, wear them right now. If you love to take space and if you are tall, take the space. You don't owe anyone invisibility. Being a tall girl is neutral. Nobody judges you more than you do yourself. And confidence is the multiplier. So when you shrink yourself, People will feel your insecurity. They will feel, okay, oh, she's so tall, she's so weird. But if you stand tall and if you embrace that, people see leadership. The world doesn't need you smaller, it needs you grounded. So I have some simple rules for tall girl to embrace confidence, to be confident, just be her. Embracing your tall girl energy. Never ever apologize for your height. Yes, I'm 180. It's a fact. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to cringe about. I am a tall girl and I love being tall. Embrace this mindset. Don't dress to disappear. Wear the heels. Where is the problem? If you have a beautiful dress and you want to wear like over-knee boots or kitten heels, it doesn't even matter. Wear them. Wear them with confidence. And never ever make yourself smaller to be liked. You're tall, okay, and if a guy, for example, doesn't accept that, who wants him? For you, who wants him? Rich men love tall girls. Listen guys, the country where I live here, like so many beautiful tall girls, and they're all married to rich men. They're tall, they're skinny, they're defined, they're confident. Rich men date them. It's their type. So why should you be ashamed if like some dusty, crusty man doesn't want you? And there are so many rich, pretty men out there for who you are literally the dream girl. Why worry, girl? So never ever make yourself smaller to be liked. And never confuse visibility with something negative. It's cool to be seen. Yeah, I walk into a room, everyone looks at me. And if I wear heels, even more. You enter a room and everyone is looking at you. Do you even realize how much of a power is that? How much of a special thing is that? You're turning heads, girl. Why are you not confident about your height? If you're a tall girl and you're watching this right now and something inside you felt definitely seen, it's not an accident. You were never too much. You were just thought to believe you were. Embrace your tall girl energy and just be yourself. If you want, you can comment your height down below. And if you enjoy my content, then just follow me for more. You're not alone. You are a queen and we all are. Love you.